Yahoo Fantasy Baseball 2010, Tucson Toros Group Week 6. We're going to take a look at the Metropolitans and the Grassy Knoll. Very interesting outcome to this matchup. Probably went the opposite of what some may have predicted. Metropolitans picked up the win here, 5-4-1 in a very tight battle. Metropolitans now over 500 at 29-28-3, while the Grassy Knoll is now 31-25-4 on the year. Mets has won 3 of the last 4 weeks, and Knoll is now 1 win in the last 4 weeks. So Knoll looking kind of shaky here the last 4 weeks, last month. The lifetime series is now 1-1-1. 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 tie for these two teams in their 3 meetings all time. For Mets, the highs and lows, Mets set a season high in wins. 2 wins from relievers. Just 2 healthy starters were used, and both won. So that's efficiency at its best. You don't have a full lineup of pitchers, and you get wins from your relievers, and the only starters you've got worth anything are picking up wins. That's fantastic. Mets, though, set season lows in homers, saves, and whip. Had 3 weeks with a whip under 1 and blew up the whip this week, so definitely uncharacteristic for Mets. And no saves out of 4 relievers. If you're going to have relievers on the team, they need to at least have a chance at picking up saves. 4 relievers didn't pick up a single save this week for Mets, so that's disappointing. Grassy Knoll, high and low. Highs this for the season in saves this week. Won the saves category 6-0. 3 closers with 2 saves apiece. That's fantastic work from the bullpen on the Knoll staff. Lows this season, though, in runs, homers, and stolen bases. Just 3 homers this week, is averaging 7 per week overall, so definitely under the average. No stolen bases at all. First time in regular season history for the Grassy Knoll that, dating back all the way to last year, that that team did not produce a single stolen base. Very unusual. In offense, Mets took 3 out of 5. Very tight battle, except in stolen bases. Stolen bases was a 10-0 blowout to Mets. I'm checking on that, though. Let me see here. Yeah, 10-0 blowout to Mets. Mets had 10 stolen bases, 4 players with 2 stolen bases apiece. That's fantastic stolen base production. Mets capitalized on struggles of Knoll. Otherwise, not very impressive. The stolen bases category, we can give enough praise here, dominated that category. But otherwise, Mets really didn't have an impressive week. Just really took advantage of the fact that Grassy Knoll had a very down week on offense. The lone bright spot with the bats, A-Rod, had 7 RBIs this week for Mets. Knoll had just 2 players hit over 300, so struggled in the average category. 10 players got at least 1 run. 5 of them only got 1 run, though. So that's a deceiving stat there when you say 10 players picked up a run. Only 5 of them picked up more than just 1. So Miguel Cabrera was definitely the bright spot on the offense, though. 7 runs just from him alone. Tried to make up for the inefficiency in the runs category for the rest of the team. On the pitching side, Knoll took 3 out of 5. The starters didn't get any of the wins needed, though. Against a staff that's really short-handed and not really making any changes, the starters really got to come through for Knoll better than they did this week. And the ERA was a tad bit too high. It's hard to pick up ERA and WHIP when you're taking on a team that's not making the changes necessary to compete. But the starters just didn't have great performances this week like they need to. Knoll had 5 pitchers get double-digit Ks. 3 of them didn't win, though. 4 pitchers had an ERA over 4. Dan Herron, ace of the team, got rocked, an 8.44 ERA and a 2.06 WHIP. Brian Wilson, dominant closer from the Giants, picked up 2 saves, but had a WHIP of 2.33, so that's inefficient. And didn't look like the roster was getting moved around a whole lot. John Danks, Mike Leake, and Brandon Morrow did not get used. Those guys definitely would have contributed to the cause for Knoll had they gotten in the lineup. For Mets, though, blown out in the Ks category. 2 wins from the bullpen, just 4 starters on the roster, 2 winners, and isn't using Scott Kazmir. So definitely efficient statistics out of the pitching staff for Mets this week. A lack of innings helped keep the ERA low. That helped when Knoll kind of slipped in that category this week, but definitely cost him in the K category. Should be getting a lot more saves with so many relievers on the staff too, but definitely not getting the job done in the saves category either. Moving forward, Mets off the win is now 9th in the standings in a 3-way tie for 8th and only 2.5 games out of 6th. And taking on big-time matchup there next week, going to take on Greek Thunder. Those two teams faced off twice last year and split the series 1-1. And Mets is looking to make a statement, maybe build some momentum, and take down one of the top 6 teams in the league. For Grassy Knoll, going to try to pick up the pieces here and move on. Now 5th in the standings, 8 games out of 1st, so still in touch with the leaders for sure. And takes on 2nd place Twice as Nice next week. This is a big-time rivalry. For those that weren't in the league last season, Knoll and Twice as Nice had a big rivalry. Twice as Nice was undefeated against Knoll last year. Knoll managed to push a tie last season in their 2 matchups, but lost the other matchup and then lost in the semifinals to Twice as Nice. So Grassy Knoll definitely going to be looking to try to pick up some revenge after last season's scorn.